Happy Sunday morning to you. The birds are singing, the air is cool, and it's time to make homestead breakfast. We got a new waffle iron, actually two. This is one I picked up at the Goodwill for $10. It is to make stuffed waffles. So I'm going to be trying that today, and I realize it's upside down. No problem. I'm going to be stuffing these waffles with apple filling that I made last year when I was canning in the camper. You can see those videos if you'd like. And I'm going to have 3 waffle irons going because we have full sun, fully charged batteries, and so it's a good day on the off-grid homestead. Join us as we bust out the waffles and have our homestead breakfast. That sleek, shiny waffle iron there in the front is the one I'm going to be using, along with one that looks just like it, only it's a little bit older, plus the stuffable one. This will be the first day we use the new red one plus the stuffable one that I just showed you. And so this should make our progress 3 times as fast, you would think anyway. My basic waffle recipe is one that I just kind of have adapted over the years. It is plant-based, and I try to do at least half whole grains and half of the regular traditional flour. So oftentimes I will make the flax eggs, which help to bind the materials together, and then I use oat flour, wheat flour, and then King Arthur flour, and sometimes I will throw in some whole oats just for a nice chewy texture. I often will use almond milk or coconut milk, whichever I have on hand, or sometimes even soy milk for my milk. The easiest thing to do is going to be to link the recipe in the description, and I just use it as a guide because sometimes I do alter the ingredients. Sometimes I will put different kinds of grains or flours in, just depending on what I have around. Often I will add something like chocolate chips or seeds or nuts, and it's always different. According to the directions on the stuffable waffle maker, I put a small amount of the waffle mixture into the pan, let it bubble a little bit, and then I am going to add my apple cinnamon blend that I have canned from last year. Basically, it's a home canned apple pie filling, and you just have to add a little bit, not a tremendous amount, and then cover it up with the rest of your batter. It specifically said do not fill the whole cavity with batter or it would be too big, and I'll have to admit that we haven't quite gotten the hang of exactly how much to put in because our waffles are turning out really, really thick. Sometimes though, when I add the oatmeal, it eventually swells up and makes my batter thicker. So that is also happening in this case. It's so nice to have an additional waffle maker. This red one is just like the one that we already had that the boys got me for Christmas, which works great. So why not just get one just the same? Many times on our Sunday mornings, we just all join in as a family to make the breakfast happen a little bit more smoothly. And so today, Greg is making the cream. I've showed you the recipe in a previous video that I can link below. He loves to have his whipped cream. He never wants to have waffles without it, and he makes it very well. The boys know how to make the cream, and so we just all take turns. Whoever's not busy with something, we'll do it. We make it from a coconut milk base, and the coconut milk that we get is really, really thick and dense. It makes a super heavy whipped cream, which we like, and oftentimes we use frozen fruits. I don't think we have any today, and so we're using apple pie filling and other things. Greg always likes to have bananas on his. If you're wondering what that is scooting across the floor, we give the lid for the coconut can to the cats and they love to lick it off, but a lot of times it travels. We always try to have a hearty breakfast on Sunday morning because we know that right after we're done, we all jump in for a family project, and it's usually something with the house. Here recently we've been doing things in the basement, plus plumbing things, plus always troubleshooting one problem or another that seems to crop up. So once we get a good breakfast, then everybody has full tummies, happy hearts, and so it just helps set the tone for the day. Here we see some of the staples that we always have on our table: the peanut butter and the maple syrup from Costco, plant-based butter, and then the cream, and usually some type of fruit. Today we actually had a treat. We didn't have any frozen fruit, but we did have cherries that we had picked up, and that was such a delicious treat. We don't always get fresh cherries, and when we do with the cream, it just really makes it super special. We eat hearty, and you might think that that stack of waffles was pretty huge, but we usually diminish it by about half, and then we have half for the next few days. This is what some of those stuffed waffles look like. They did end up really, really thick, and then they have the filling inside. It was kind of interesting that the people in our family kind of worked around those. We had them on the first day and everyone sort of liked them. I actually like them, but the guys seem to prefer the other ones. So they work, but I've started making them unfilled because they just seem to like the normal waffles the best. As soon as the food's gone, the crowd disperses and they go start on the projects, and I work on cleaning up the disaster that happens in the kitchen. Sometimes I get a little help, but not always, and that's okay. We all have our things that we do well. More and more it seems that the way everyone is so busy working, that Sunday morning breakfast is the one time we have to really relax together. Whether the waffles are stuffed or not, I know that this is a tradition that we will keep up for a long time.